What's up, Vankers?
Get out of the way, Vankers. Move over. You're number 2, Vankers.
Execute order 63. Whatever the fuck his number is, George Russell's number is.
Why?
Is he fighting for the lead? Is he fighting for the lead?
Is Kimmy fighting for the lead? No, you're just cringe, George. George, the T-pose really got annoying, George. Get out of the fucking way.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
Kimmy is faster than you, George. Fuck off. God.
Lot of tension. Little bit too much tension.
A lot of tension. A lot of, I was like,
picking up right where we left off.
I mean, the papaya rules seem to have figured themselves out. Lando Norris is the greatest driver in Formula One history. Sure, he botched the start. And sure, I texted you guys, Jesus fucking Christ. God fucking damn it. But the kid's got pace. He wins his second race in a row. But that's kind of not the story. The story is Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari are toxic AF. It's bad. Lewis hates them, and they gaslight him constantly. Yes. And it's becoming official now. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way to one George Russell. This is Kimi Antonelli's house.
Yeah. And Leclerc won't move, bitch, get out the way. Even though it's clearly. And then the crazy part is he won't get out of the way, and then they just box him when he doesn't want to box. So they just shot themselves in the foot twice. Crazy.
Or it was kind of like, if you're not going to move out of the way, this is the way that we'll get you to move out of the way, is that we'll just screw up your race strategy-wise because you won't listen to like pretty reasonable team orders, which is that you're on different strategies and Lewis has a better tire offset, and so you're slowing both of you guys down.
Yes.
But oh my days! I mean, I even forgot the fact that Max Verstappen crashed out in lap 2.
Yeah.
This was an epic.
It was the wing. It was the wing. It wasn't. It was. So Fire Lord. I was like reading some of the comments, just like Fire Lord Meckies. This car's a shit box. Like, dude, he was too wet. He drove. I mean, look, I was as shocked as everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him crash like that, unbidden. Nobody near him.
Right.
Just made an error, and
just
then
touched the white line in the wet.
I've seen him spin before. I've seen him go off before. But to absolutely just total his car into the wall, like irrevocably, that is a fucking 6-figure minimum dollar crash.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen that before from him in the 5 years I've been watching the sport.
Yeah, it was certainly uncharacteristic, certainly timing-wise brutal, given that it was the home race, the last race in Zandvoort probably ever. And
they might switch off. They might go back every couple of years, maybe.
I feel like they're talking about it as if like this is it, like one last, the parting glass to Zandvoort. But it might be the last time they ever race there. And on top of that, he just re-signed with Red Bull for a massive number until 2030. This is the first race back, and this happened. Disaster strikes. Yeah, I was honestly worried that he was going to be. I was like, that was a hard hit. I was like, is he going to be hurt from that? But he seemed fine.
Yeah, and you saw the other car in the background. I thought that like it was multi-car, but really it was Bortoletto just doing a sympathy spin.
Exactly.
Oh, is that what we're doing here, Mentor? Yeah. I didn't know.
I thought the exact same thing. I was like, if he crashes, I crash.
Yeah.
Whatever
yeah.
you wear, I'm Spartacus.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he just spun out on his own. Didn't even seem like he touched the white line, just spun out, and then Hulkenberg almost T-boned him.
Yes.
I mean, that was a true, like, if he had gone,
He had to guess. It was like a penalty kick. He had to fucking guess. He couldn't see.
It was a full coin flip. Which direction do I go in? And thank God
goalies,
he chose right.
The goalies that have to choose which way to go. It was fully that, but with potentially like devastating consequences. Crazy.
Yeah, no, this race had a little bit of everything. This was a thriller. We're going to be talking about it all on this episode of the Red Flags, part of the Vox Media Network. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed wherever you are listening or watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hype this video, and make sure you're also subscribed on YouTube, because we're going to be doing a tier ranking coming out Tuesday of the drivers for this race. So some extra content coming your way. But
pre-order our book. Link is in bio. We have a book coming out in November. If you pre-order, you get a bunch of extra shit. So
that's right.
Pre-order and the link in bio.
The book rocks. I just finished reading my segments of the audiobook, and as I was reading it, I was like, this book rocks. We wrote an awesome book. I was finding myself laughing at what we wrote, and it was getting in the way of recording the audiobook. So pre-order now. It's the best book of Formula One history. Just like Lando Norris is the greatest driver of Formula One history. Should we start with my boy Lando? Let's start with my boy Lando.
Yeah. I mean, classic Lando win. Well, no, it was a bit gutsier than that. It was a bit of a gutsier win than that. But he never makes anything easy for himself, does he?
No, he does not.
He nailed the first start.
Right.
But to ask him to nail 2 starts in a row, come on.
That's a step too far.
That's a step too far. He didn't do great on the second. Kimi did great on the second start. Was it? Yeah, it was Kimi.
Kimi had his car pointed right at Lando. And I think maybe Lando didn't have his car pointed at Kimi, which he should have. Yes. He was maybe worried about George behind him, but it's like, no. There's an 18-year-old fucking like assassin.
Killer, yeah.
Waiting to, take the lead of this race. And his name is Kimi Antonelli, and Kimi just got him on the start. Even though Lando they put on softs for the second start, they were like, all right, let's make sure that we keep
put the
track position.
Put the bumpers on for you, make it easy. And it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But he was a more consistent driver. I mean, Kimi Antonelli fell apart in that last stint. Yeah. That stint near the end, they had to put on the softs. He couldn't hang with those hards. And Lando was great overall on race pace. And there's really nothing to say about it other than he was great, more consistent on the different stints. Although, the caucasity of him to say, at the end, be like, it was too close, guys. Come on, we got to bring more upgrades. We got to go. It's like, wouldn't have been so close if you had just nailed the start, maybe. Like, I know, wasn't all down to them.
He's such a contradiction wrapped in an enigma. He's like, first he's like, thank you for this strategy, guys. Like, you guys really won me the race. He said that immediately after, thank you for this race, guys. You guys' strategy won me the race. But guys, it's too close. I want a bigger gap. What are we doing here?
I'm sorry. Was being nowhere on the grid to winning races, was that not good enough? They arguably, I memean, we'll see on a Monza, but they got a good car. They have a good car, and I think they might have the best car now. And because I was thinking about this, I think Lando didn't get 20 times better, right?
Right. No.
Oscar got a lot worse. They have a good car now. They have a race winning car.
Right.
So
I think Lando's driving really well. I think that
but he drove well last year. He was just he's making fewer mistakes.
Right.
but he doesn't have a teammate to worry about, so that helps.
Yeah, because Oscar
Right.
has,
Just
I don't know
exited
what's
the
happened.
premises.
But he also, Oscar had the bad pit stop, which lost him track position. Then his race was essentially over. But he was, off.
Wasn't off the pace.
He was off the pace the whole time. Lando, I think, has driven extremely well under these regs. He seems to gel with them. He seems to like them.
Yes.
I think maybe a little bit he's getting the most out of the car. But I do think that this McLaren has come online. And if I know anything and this is what we've been saying, they might be the class of the field now, and Monza will be the real test of that. And if they're strong in Monza, I'm like, they're gonna have a chance to win every single race for the rest of the season.
No, but I just think what I'm saying is I think Oscar's struggling is kind of hiding the fact that they might have the best car.
I think they have the best car.
Yeah,
I think Oscar. Yeah, I agree. I think right now, as I'm looking at it, they have the best car. I think that will be either very confirmed in Monza if they're strong, but as he said in Spa, even though he started back, he thought he had the pace to win that race. And I think when Lando talks about I had good pace today, I believe him. When Lando's I should have, whatever. I gutsed it out. Sometimes I'm not sure what to believe, but when I believe him when he talks about his own pace, because that is what he has in spades, and I trust what he says when it comes to that. So I genuinely think, if that's true and they're strong in Monza, he has a chance to win every race for the rest of the year.
Yeah, but I just don't think.
No. Do I think he will? I don't know, but if they're the best, if they're the strongest car, because here's the thing: the Red Bulls are kind of nowhere. Max, he was qualifying. He was kind of nowhere in qualifying. Mm-hmm. He kind of did, he did the stupid move today, but he's not. There's no Max to worry about. George
this should have been a race for the Ferraris. This was a really big disappointment for them.
Right. The Ferraris are a fucking mess. And, it's Kimi's to lose. It seems like Kimi's, still got the handle of it with George not being able to get over on it. But what I said earlier, I said maybe Lando finishes second in this championship. With the way that he's driving, I think that that's not a crazy thought.
Yeah, how far out is he now?
He has 159. George has 183.
Yeah, he's not that far behind George.
He's 24 points behind George.
No, that's easy. It's doable. It's very doable. Although, despite all the stuff that happened with George at the end, he seemed pretty upbeat. He did
seem pretty upbeat.
I thought he was going to just come and burn everything to the ground, but I think he was sitting there thinking, you know what? I outqualified him.
Yeah,
I won the sprint race. I had an unfortunate. Actually, I think Piastri kind of cost him or Piastri in a way cost him that position because Piastri had that sneaky little start off the line in the first start.
Yeah,
on the side, and he felt he had to cut him off, and then Antonelli got through. So I think in his head, he might feel like, you know what? I was better this weekend. Kimi got me on a track that's hard to pass on, and he kind of fell apart. He looked really human on one of those stints.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm feeling okay. I'm not feeling happy about how that whole invert positions, especially because Kimi didn't slow down for him to get the fucking deployment. I don't think he did.
Right.
If I'm going to let him by, then he's got to stay within a second of me.
Help me defend, because Lando's up the road.
You're not getting Lando. So Kimi immediately went, thanks, George, and then just left him to die with Hamilton. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think he stayed within a second of George, which is fucking bullshit.
No, he didn't. Immediately, he was 2.5 seconds up the road. No, I mean, what they did to George was they were they left him injured with some guns to fend off.
Unforgivable.
It's the war movie. They're like, George, you stay behind, and he's there with like, you know, as they're like coming over, attempting to save, and he's all but surely there's death is coming to him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He is in a no-win position. The enemies are breaching the hill, and then a different war is being fought between two unimportant countries.
Yeah.
Or two rival royalty between fucking, you know, some municipality, and they have a thing, and they somehow save him, and he, you know, he gets saved.
Well, it was great. Well, it's almost like there's a Titanic, and they're saying like, "Hey, George, thanks so much for going down with the ship." And he goes, "There's more lifeboat. There's a lifeboat. You guys can actually take me with you." And they're like, Anyway, you're so heroic." It was crazy. There was no, I don't understand. I mean, this is a red flag for me.
Yeah,
it's like,
of course.
Okay, invert the positions. I now understand it. Like, I was emotional in the moment, but like, at least to justify the decision to George later, you have to tell Kimi to stay with him, to give him the fucking the boost.
Overtake mode.
Overtake mode. Because otherwise, what are we playing the team game or not?
I scratch your back, and then you go, "Oh, that felt good. Thanks. I'll see you later." And he goes, "But what about my back?" And I said, "Oh, your back's you're lame, and I don't want to touch that. So actually, fuck off."
Yeah.
No, it was listen.
It was like one time I was telling you about all my problems.
Yeah.
I was telling you about all my problems. I was telling Brian, I vented about all my problems. Really vented, and then I was like, "How are you doing, Brian?" Brian was like, "Actually, not good." And then my wife texted me being like, "We have couples therapy. We have to go right now." I go, sorry, gotta go." I feel like such an asshole.
Yes,
because he just listened to my whole day, and then Brian's like, "Actually, I've been kind of struggling at." "Oh, so sorry, dude. Gotta go." That was fucking Mercedes and Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah, but you felt bad about it, whereas Kimmy's like, this is how it should go. This is absolutely. Yeah. What do you mean I should wait and compromise my race to help George? I absolutely not. But you know, George's listen, I think I was really excited about how he did during the sprint. I was excited about how he was doing for the whole weekend. We recorded a Patreon episode where I said, "Is this the beginning of the George Russell comeback?" I might have put some money on George Russell to win the championship yesterday.
Well, how many points
like
did he get on him?
Not a great investment. But George looked to have the handle of Kimi at this track. He was stronger than him in basically every single qualifying session. He outqualified him in the sprint. He won the sprint. He outqualified him for the race. And then this happens. I think that I can't tell. It's a little bit of like a Rorschach test with George, because I can't tell if like his attitude afterwards is one of like a beaten down, I'm resigned to be a number two, and I'm just happy that I didn't completely shit the bed, or whether he is like building something towards making a charge at Kimi in this championship. I just can't tell like if ultimately he's just like resigning himself to being Valtteri Bottas to Lewis Hamilton.
No, I think I think they netted out this weekend. So by winning the sprint race, I see Kimi got fourth. So he only got George got 8 points. Kimi got 5. I think Kimi got 3 points on him by getting second and him getting third. So there was basically like no gain or loss. Even, which is a win for Kimi, just to be even, because now George has one less week to close the gap. But I think this is a step in the right direction for him. He's definitely feeling like he had the better weekend. Yeah. If it wasn't for that start, I think he's feeling happy. So George could have easily won that race if the start had been different. And so I think he's probably feeling like that's a positive step. He's engaged.
Next week, Kimi's taking an engine penalty.
Right.
So, I mean, in Monza, Kimi's taking a 10-place grid penalty because he's taking a new engine in Monza. So, George, that's a week. In theory, the Mercedes should be dominant in the Monza tracks. Like, this should be a Mercedes track. Now, because it's a Mercedes track, I think that's part of why they put they chose to do this penalty for Kimi at Monza because he can actually pass there, and they think that Kimi will be able to make his way through the field and hopefully get a podium. Also, it takes some of the pressure off Kimi. Got to take some of the pressure off Kimi because Kimi, we still needs protection.
I've said this before. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't think he has that much pressure because I don't think he has that many Italian fans. I think they only care about Ferrari. And the reason I feel this way is because when I say, and I said this on the Patreon, is I say something stupid about a driver every week. I probably said something stupid about all the drivers.
Yes.
And I can tell how vibrant the fan base is by how many people attack me after I say something negative about a driver. And let me tell you something. I slagged Kimi off all of last year. I said he's not ready. He's overhyped. He's a bust. And guess what? It was like crickets.
Yeah.
It was crickets. So I kind of, that's kind of my, and I say like Colapinto, is having, if I say he's struggling or he's not doing as well as Gasly, it's just, bang, 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 So there's a way, I can test. I know how, I can feel the temperature.
Matt does his own research. And
I do my own research.
Because he is the guinea pig. He is the bellwether for he's out here on the edge of on the top of the building saying wild shit. And then when he says something crazy and he gets lightning strikes, he's like, okay, there's gods up there that care.
Coal mine. Yes, I'm the canary in the coal. I insult the different people, and then I see who's got the gods on their side. And I don't think he has many gods on his side.
No, he hasn't quite captured the fan base because the Italian fan base cares about one thing and one thing only, and that is Ferrari. And if you're Italian this week, babies, you're feeling conflicted. You're feeling crazy because what the fuck is going on at Ferrari?
Chaos. I mean, you pay Lewis Hamilton a bajillion dollars to come there. He is how many points ahead? Let's see. How many points ahead in the drivers? So Lewis has 183. Charles has 155. So 28 points up. He's now tied with George for second in the championship. Mm-hmm. He's on much fresher tires. Mm-hmm. Leclerc's on old-ass tires, and they tell him to invert the positions. Leclerc says no. Like, he fucking loses his goddamn mind. It's like they asked him, to give off his left hand.
Right.
And they're on different strategies. They could invert it later. It's not even that big a deal. And then their way of handling it is then pitting him when he didn't want to pit, and then arguably ruining his race. And then they also pit him under the safety car.
Right.
After they didn't leave him out. So like the track position he had over Hamilton, he didn't even get at the end.
Right. No, it was a mess. And what you really got a sense of is the distrust that Lewis has of Ferrari, and kind of, I think Lewis has Lewis has been in this game for a long time. He has an expected way of working. Now, sometimes that way of working is, Valtteri Bottas, move the fuck out of the way because I'm Lewis Hamilton and, everyone should bow to my will. But in this scenario, like, they were on different strategies. They were both losing time. Lewis did have a chance to get a podium, and then he's asking them about it, and they're kind of not giving him a solid answer. They don't really tell Leclerc to get the fuck out of the way. They kind of like suggest it. They don't have.
No, they say they tell him to swap positions. They say swap positions.
Right. But then he doesn't do it, and then there's no like Fred Vasseur coming on the radio and being like, Charles, move over. It's like we've seen this happen. Like a driver will not like a team order. And then whoever, Papa has to come on the radio and say, fucking move. But they don't want to do that. They didn't, Leclerc chirps back and they just kind of like balk. Lewis is complaining on the radio about that. And then, you know, he's sarcastic. Great way of wasting my time, guys. Good job. Great way of wasting my time. I was, when he said that, I was wondering, with like the sarcasm got lost in translation, and they were like, he says we do a good job. Lewis is happy, everyone. He says we did a good job. That was awesome, guys. You guys are the best in the business. Seriously. He says we're amazing.
He very rarely loses his temper.
That's what Coulthard was like. I haven't seen Lewis Hamilton this angry on the radio maybe ever.
He wasn't this angry. He wasn't this angry after 2021.
Dude.
He cursed and was like kind of confused. He was like, "Man, this is being manipulated.
It's being manipulated, man.
This was manipulated, man." He wasn't even angry. He wasn't angry. He was just like shocked.
Yeah, he was trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube. He was like, no, like, this is wrong. This time he's like, fucking thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. Good job, everyone. Then after the race, well, no, there's a few things, because then they say to him, we're thinking of putting you on the mediums. What do you think? And he's like, I don't know, the medium's good. And they're like, we don't know. And he's like, okay, well, you guys have all the data, so fucking let me know. How am I supposed to know? So then that happens. And then after the race, he doesn't get the podium, right? They do make all these decisions. He loses time fighting with his teammate and loses time, then loses out on a podium by like less than a second or 2 seconds. And then after the race, they say to him on the radio, this wasn't broadcast, but we found the transcript. They were like, this, you know, tough race, just got unlucky out there. And he's like, we didn't get unlucky. We lost time fighting with each other. And we cost ourselves a podium. So it's like, even that's crazy. It's like, take the ownership of, we fucked that up. Don't say we got unlucky when you made conscious decisions.
They actually got lucky. They actually did get lucky with the safety car.
Well, they got lucky with the safety car, then they got unlucky, I guess, at the end. What they were probably responding to was that they got unlucky with the VSC. That's why what they were saying. Like, we got unlucky because you were catching George, and we got unlucky with the VSC. And he's like, I shouldn't have been in that fucking position in the first place if you had just handled this race correctly.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, here's the thing.
Right.
What George did with Kimi, it felt bad, right? It didn't feel good. But like him moving over for Kimi when Kimi was going to catch him anyway was the right thing to do. Now, we said earlier, should Kimi have, you know, helped George along and helped tow George to podium? Yes. But the essence of, you know, we can kind of argue it, but he was going to catch George anyway. So it would have compromised potentially both their races in order, you know, to not play some version of a team game. It should have been reciprocated, whatever. But they didn't do that, and it fucked both of them. Yeah. And especially it fucked the guy who's ahead and has a potential chance at making a charge. Probably a long distance, you know, a slim chance, but a chance. And it's the guy you're paying like $100 million a year. So like, what the fuck are we? Ferraris, they're just such a joke, dude. They're just like, it's just like.
They're not even in, it's not even like a championship hunt. Like, I don't know. It wasn't even like a team orders, like you're a number 2 driver. That's the thing.
No.
He didn't ask Leclerc to move over for a race win. You guys are on different fucking strategies. You're slowing each other down. Move the fuck out of the way.
Yes. You're on old mediums. I think he was on like fresh hards. Like yes. It was just like, get out, move. And that's a little bit on Charles. I think a little, like, I don't know who it's on, but like, you know, there was a kind of like, what? No. But I'm Charles Leclerc.
It's also just kind of short-sighted.
Yeah.
Because, like, good luck getting Lewis to do that for you now, buddy.
Right. 100%. And it's kind of on Fred. It's just like Fred needs to... It's like, dude, get control of your boys. Like, they brought you in... They brought you in because you have good relationships with both of these guys. You have long, substantial relationships with Charles and Lewis, and you should be able to have a conversation man to man about what's expected of them in certain situations. And
Yeah,
it's
but
like
maybe he doesn't have that authority. Maybe, you know, like John Elkann is ultimately the guy that fucking runs things. And I don't know if we just don't know how empowered Fred is, right?
I assume with this kind of shit, he has that power.
What?
I assume with decisions like this, he does have that power, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
You know, he's not a god king like Toto Wolff or Christian Horner was. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
He doesn't have that absolute power. Like, I bet you Leclerc has Elkann's phone number and could talk to him, right? And definitely Lewis.
Yeah.
So it's just probably a more complicated. And this is something that, you know, in our book we've learned about is like Ferrari does its best when they just like when the upper management just fucking walks away.
Yeah.
You know, when James Dolan just focuses on the sphere and they
Right.
just let the fucking people that they hire do their goddamn jobs.
Right.
But if that's not in place, if they don't have a clear leader, then they're fucked. Then they're fucked. And they're too afraid of covering their asses and, you know, stepping on toes. And then this is what you see is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, they're having their own papaya rules moment. I mean, that's kind of like they are the new McLaren this year.
Yeah.
They don't have the best car, but like it's a mess over there. It's a fucking mess. And then at the end of the race, you know, Charles kind of as Lewis is trying to catch George to get the podium, then Charles like kind of like makes a move on Lewis, and Coulthard or Palmer, I can't remember which one, was like, oh yeah, Lewis will be remembering that. Like then Lewis had to compromise his thing because Charles was trying to get ahead of Lewis while Lewis is trying to get the podium, and it's just like we'll see if that, you know, it's like they've seemed fine, the two of them, in terms of a dynamic. Seems like they're just kind of like coworker, you know, just respectful coworker energy. But I wonder if that starts to turn at some point. Like, because if there is an expectation from Lewis that Charles should move over in those kind of situations, but Charles is just like, absolutely not. Will that rear its head? Will that like sour things there?
I just feel like if you're gonna stab your teammate in the back, it better be worth something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I would like when, like, if Piastri was going to stab Norris in the back, it would be like, oh, like not give him the toe, right? Knock him out in Q1, right? Like really stick it to him and say, sorry, the radio, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
That sucked. Like that's when you fuck the teammate in a situation like that. Or you
pull over to the side of the road in Monaco during qualifying.
Yeah, right.
Like Nico did to Lewis.
Yeah, exactly.
Then got, you know,
you make it count.
You try to make it count. Yeah.
Right. That's when you do it. When you're in a championship, when you're racing for a World Drivers' Championship, and you do something insane. But to stab your teammate in the back over nothing. Over literally nothing.
Right.
So now you have Lewis Hamilton who hates you now.
Yeah.
For what? You didn't even get you didn't even beat him on track.
Right.
Guess what? You didn't even beat him on track. So you just woke up, you just fucked up. You had an old sleeping dog.
Yeah.
And you just fucking woke him up.
Right.
For no reason. Because Lewis is pretty chill. He seems pretty happy. And he's not that. And he's like, in this phase of his career, he's playing the long game. And he's not trying to win day to day. But, you know, he's like, you need to give Jordan more motivation.
Right.
What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
Would the USA have maybe won that game against Belgium if Trump hadn't been like, get rid of the red card? Like, they came into that game pissed the fuck off. They were
a bunch of old guys came into. You've seen Lukaku? He's like 90 years old. He comes in there and he's like, fucking doing the Trump dance after like because they sub him in with 3 minutes left and he always scores. So yeah, it's brutal. It's fucking brutal. It's brutal as a Leclerc fan. You see how easy that is, guys, to criticize a driver that you're a fan of? It's not that hard. I'm very disappointed in Leclerc. Very disappointed.
Yeah.
And I'm a Leclerc fan. I love him, but that was tough.
Yeah.
Not nearly as tough as Carlos Sainz has been, but but you see what I did there, Carlos Sainz fans? I just shat all over Leclerc. So I want you to take a note. That's how you could be objective about things.
That's right. No, I mean, that's a mess. The both of them just re-signed.
Yeah.
Both of them just re-signed, fighting again for nothing. For nothing.
No, but that was fully Carlos Sainz.
Yeah.
He just fucking locks up, takes out his teammate, and then he doesn't even say sorry. I of course, I took time out of the race. I was like, I don't even care what's happening for the lead. I'm going to ignore everything. I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch what Carlos Sainz said when he locks up and crashes into his teammate, competing for what? 17th? 18th?
Like that. Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I locked up. Something happened. Like, not sorry, not my bad, not oopsie daisy, not just like he just said locked up here. I think something was wrong." I was like, "Yeah, dude, I think he needs to be put in timeout." Because then he got a 10-second grid penalty. He got a 10-second penalty. What does that matter to him? Nothing. Nothing. You're just adding years to a life sentence.
Right. And Albon didn't finish the race. They brought Albon in, and Sainz finished behind Perez in last place.
Yeah. Yep.
And meanwhile, in this constructors battle, they got a new fucking person to worry about and a new team to worry about, because Fernando Alonso, baby. Fernando Alonso.
He's back.
Got 2 fucking points.
Voldemort's back. He's living in the turban, and he's slowly growing. He's living behind that guy's head, and he's getting stronger every day.
And we're seeing it, but at some point when he has a decent performance, it's going to be that moment where they're, where everyone's like, he's not back. He's not back. No. And then they see him in that little tunnel where they go to different places for the different things. And then the guy from the Ministry of Magic goes, he's back. He's back. Voldemort is back. Because he's coming back, baby. I mean, they did an aggressive strategy. He went long. He genuinely went long, which a lot of people kind of were threatening to do and then just didn't actually pull the trigger and do. But he just actually went long and did a one-stopper. As did Lando. So that maybe was that was the strategy today. If you could fucking
make it work.
If you could make it work, if you could make those tires not completely degrade. But the 2 kind of more impressive drives today were Alonso and Lando. And they both did essentially a one-stopper. I mean, they had, there was the red flag on lap.
Oh, right.
2 or whatever.
Yeah, so
but they essentially did a one-stopper.
Yes.
And Alonso made the softs last for 30-something laps and then did the hards to the end of the race. And yeah, I mean, it was just extremely, extremely impressive.
Yeah. Just an old porn star, just going forever. Really impressive. Really impressive from Alonso. Who else stuck out to you, Brian? What else stuck out to you?
Well, Yuki Tsunoda.
That was important for us, I think. Just to see him go out with a bang like that.
That overtake on Gasly, I will be thinking about for a while.
Yeah.
I'll be able to think about that overtake.
There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. That was playing in my head.
Yeah. we'll see maybe if Hadjar isn't healed up enough in time to go for Monza, but I kind of feel like he will. Apparently he wanted to even do this race, and Monza's not going to be as hard on his wrists as other races would be, so I think he'll be back. But
they said this race was a precaution even. So
yeah. So this might be it. This might be the final Yuki Tsunoda Formula One performance.
The Yuki Tsunoda Classic, missing out on 11th place. Just to
his friend,
his bestie. Yeah,
to his bestie.
No, but he was great. He was right there with Lindblad with no time. It was great to see him mixing it up. That was maybe Lando had a great overtake. Obviously, he overtook.
Right.
Was it Hamilton?
Antonelli.
Who did he overtake? Antonelli and then
Antonelli and then Hamilton.
And then
yeah.
Hamilton. Yeah, that was
Hamilton was on like the old tires, but yeah, he was able.
That was quickly.
Yeah.
And then Yuki Tsunoda probably had the second best overtake. And then I think
Piastri had a good one too. But that was, I think, more of like a boost delta kind of thing. No, Yuki's overtake rocked. I mean, listen, like would it have been a cherry on top for him to have gotten point? Absolutely, but he finished ahead of Lindblad. Lindblad obviously had the penalties and whatever, but whatever, scoreboard ho.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And it was just great. It was great to see him. Like, I was a little bit worried. Lindblad has looked really strong this year. These cars are a whole different thing. Mm-hmm. He had never driven these cars before. He had never driven, only in the sim had he driven this generation of car. And for him to have the performance that he had, I think was just like, he still fucking got it. Like, he still
Apparently
can hang.
He was in Greece. Apparently he was in Greece on the beach.
Yes. Yeah.
I could just see a helicopter landing and like a bunch of like Secret Service type people landing, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
And he's like sipping a pina colada. He's like, "What?
Huh? Me?"
Like, he's got like
Yuki. He's got a bunch of feta and shit in his mouth, olive oil just fucking all over his shirt.
He's like, hold on. He's like taking the last bit of the calamari. He's like, hold on, just a little bit. He's like, can I take this with me? He's fucking got the octopus.
They have his old seat. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Didn't think this had days. I didn't think this. Aren't you excited? Yeah, I'm so excited that I'm back. I get to do one race in a fucking V carb. No, I mean it was great.
It rides again.
Yeah, it was very cathartic to see him out there and to see him not crash. I got so worried when he was going nose to nose.
Yeah,
but and then Lawson. He got the 10-second penalty. He still managed to finish in the points. Finished ahead of Max Verstappen. Only a 10th behind him in qualifying.
Dude, he was sniffing Max on those opening laps.
Yeah.
Sniffing him. I was like,
he did not give a
God,
shit.
Liam Lawson, you don't give a fuck.
He does not give a shit. He's like, they're not re-signing me anyway.
Yeah, it's like, this is my last shot in this car too. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, yeah. He was great. I mean, he's a bit of a mistake merchant with the wing. He's a bit of a Kevin Magnussen.
Yes,
with the way he
well, when Verstappen crashed, because I knew that they were close, that they were fighting. Yeah. I was like, I thought he took him out. I was like, if Liam Lawson took out Max, like, he's already run into like every toxic fan base that there is.
Yes.
And like, he hasn't really run into, because Max just made mincemeat of him. He hasn't like run into the Max Verstappen fan base. So I was like, if he took if this Max Verstappen crash came because Liam Lawson clipped him at his home race after he resigned, then like, mark
witness
yourself
protection.
safe on Facebook, my friend.
Witness protection for him. I don't think witness protection would go well for him. He doesn't really. He's got a pretty distinct look. He doesn't have like one of those.
Yeah, you'd have to dye the hair.
Yeah, you could dye the hair.
You'd have to dye the hair. But no, I mean, this race had a little bit of everything. I guess I'm like, when before we get into our awards, state of the championship. What do you feel like this race kind of says to you about where we're at, where the power lies?
I think it's definitely gotten more interesting. George Russell seems to be less lost. I mean, he couldn't have been more lost as when he was before this break, but he seems to be refreshed. He's engaged. He said it might be worth it. He said if it's worth 3/10, then even Lando would get engaged, which is definitely a shot at him.
And even this fuckboy over here would get engaged.
Even this fuckboy. Even this non-monogamous shithead. This whore. This whore would make some kind of commitment in his life. Yeah. So I think this was a good sign for George Russell. I think we'll see. I think it's going to be a great fight. I mean, Lando's going to make it more complicated. I think the Ferraris could make it more complicated if they don't step on each other's dicks constantly. Not in Monza, but in maybe less energy-starved tracks. Right. I think it could be really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, with the state of things now, there are opportunities and chances for some real big point swings. Like, there is a world where George could win a race and Kimi could get sixth and not even necessarily drive that poorly, but just because the McLarens are really strong and, the Ferraris are strong, or vice versa, or one person can have like a big... I think with the state of things as they are now, there's just opportunities for there to be big point swings on any given race week. Now, who can capitalize on that? We'll see. We've also kind of still yet to see Kimi falter. And does that happen? And I felt like maybe this was going to happen this week because George seemed to have the handle on him and the other team seemed strong as well. And, maybe this was going to be the week where George really takes a big step and Kimi feels that pressure, but still hasn't happened. Who knows if it will happen? I don't know. Maybe the fact
he wobbled this week. He wobbled this week.
But he wobbled, but he stayed on his feet. You know what I mean? Like he got hit, but he stayed on his feet and he fucking actually, got a split decision. And
he lost in qualifying. He lost in qualifying. He lost the sprint qualifying. He had a bad last stint in those hards. The only reason he won that race is because he had a better start on a track where you can't overtake. Right. So that's really it.
That's he kind of did what he needed to. I don't know. It's just like he kind of did what he needed to do.
He did what he needed,
which is sometimes a sign of a champion. Right. Is that his focus was kind of in the right place. Just get the track position and figure it out from there.
Right.
Whereas sometimes some of these other guys, sometimes Lando is yeah, but I was, he was faster. And it's yeah, but you can't pass here. So
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter necessarily for today. It doesn't matter for this racetrack. I know in theory, it's what happened, in Hungary where he was I'm miles faster than Oscar. It's okay, but you can't pass at Hungary. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything for this race. It might mean something for other races. It might be something for the macro, who's the quicker of the two of them, you right now. And that's clearly, this year is you, but doesn't necessarily matter for this race. So I don't know. We'll see if Kimi will falter at some point because for this championship, because listen, what we want is for this championship to be fucking interesting. And right now it's not, because Kimi is not faltering and everyone else is kind of stepping on their own dicks. And maybe McLaren can make a run, but we know that they'll probably falter at some point too. They almost did today. So you kind of need someone to put the pressure on Kimi and see if he can withstand it. Because right now he's just singing off into the distance and having a grand old time, and he's not feeling any of that pressure. And Ferrari's not getting in his way because they're too busy infighting, and George isn't getting in his way because he's too busy. We'll see if this week has gotten him stronger and he can challenge him going forward. In theory, he should win in Monza, and Kimi should hopefully, in the best world, get a podium. But If George can't fucking win Monza, then
he's got to make
trouble.
he's got to make it. Yeah, he's got to win Monza, and Kimi's got to fucking have some trouble.
Yeah.
This is his 300 last stand.
Right. And this is it.
You shall not pass.
Otherwise, guess what? Have fun being Valtteri Bottas, because that's your new life. That guy.
If you're lucky. If you're lucky.
Well, because of Max's signing, I think that is probably what's happening. You know, this news, we talked about it a bit on the Patreon, but Max has now officially re-signed. He's there until 2030. Maybe for the next reg change he moves, but he's not moving before then. So everyone can please shut the fuck up about Max going to Mercedes, including us. It's not happening. He wants to stay at Red Bull. He's a loyal fucking guy. He values that shit. He doesn't even like these new regs anyway. He's like, I'll wait for the V8s before we can, like, when it'll be good. I'll wait till it's good again before I decide to win.
Wake me when the V8s are. Wake me when the V8s are back.
In the meantime, pay me $97 million a year and let me hang out in the same place where everyone loves me. I don't have to worry about like anything political because I've already assassinated my political enemies. They're gone.
Yes.
I run this this is my kingdom. This is my castle.
He's Daniel Plainview in There Will Be Blood. He's bashed everybody's brains in with the fucking bowling pin.
That's right.
I'm finished.
That's right.
And then
he'll get up and find a new oil rig to find when it gets good out there. But for now, he's chilling.
Yes.
And so that's the state of things, and that includes, I think, George not leaving. Especially if he continues to be a good company man, which it seems like after today, it seems like he's like prepared to maybe be. But if he doesn't win this year, he's destined for a life as Valtteri Bottas to Kimi Antonelli's Lewis Hamilton. That's like the prospect here. The guy that let's not forget, when he was on Williams and he crashed into Bottas and he went over and he smacked him in the head. He is now destined to become him.
Brutal. I mean, old Victorian headstones in England, they used to say, or maybe older, they used to say, you know, where I am, you soon will be. You know, it was like a warning to those passing by. Like,
Right.
I was once where you are, and you will soon to be here. You know, fucking ghost of Christmas future.
And if he can't win Monza,
the Valtteri Bottas,
that's him.
Comes for everybody.
That's right.
Eventually you end up the sad old man in the back of the grid. It just happens. It literally happens unless you're Lewis Hamilton
or Nico Rosberg.
Or Nico Ross, or unless you do one of those. That's how it ends. Unless you retire on top, that's how it ends. So yeah, what's it? You either die a hero or you live long enough to become mid as fuck.
That's right. But Max, that's signing that I think caused Carlos Sainz to re-sign with Williams because it's just like there's no movement happening at the top, at least for a while. So that's the new state of play. So let's get into our awards. Hottest moment of the day.
Yuki's overtake.
Duh. And Yuki the whole weekend just looking cute. Just
looking like a cutie patootie.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
Daddy of the day.
Daddy of the day. Probably Lando.
Yeah.
He's like your dad where like he like almost kills the whole family and but he's like, no, I had it. I got it. I had it.
Yeah. It's actually you guys. Actually,
you guys were distracting me.
Yeah.
It's because you were talking to me. That when whenever my dad missed because I'm 35, there was a day. They probably had GPS, but my dad didn't know how to work it. He would write down all the instructions in his scroll.
Map.
Not even map. Oh, you think we had MapQuest? My dad would write it all down. You know, left at the gas station, right on this road. You know, if you pass this tree, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. and we would always inevitably get lost.
Right.
And he would miss the same turn like 5 times. And he would always say, "It's because you were talking to me. Because you were talking to me." Blame us for missing the turn.
Yeah. This should be easier. I should have a bigger gap, you guys.
Yeah.
Kids.
Gap's not big enough for the prince.
But no, I mean, he fucking dominated. I think he's winning a bunch more races this year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make it a little run. Karen of the day. This is from the sprint race. Mm-hmm. Or maybe from sprint qualifying. I think it was the sprint race. Yeah, it was Max.
Yeah.
When Max was like, they were, let them out of the pits to go out, and Max like cut off George, and then he immediately gets on the radio and he goes, if George says that was an unsafe release, like it totally wasn't. Like, just tell him that it wasn't. He goes, if George starts crying on the radio, that wasn't an unsafe
George
release.
will probably get on the radio crying. He'll probably be a little bitch, but we all know he's
George
a
said,
pussy-ass bitch.
and then George said nothing.
Yeah, George got bigger fucking problems than snitching on you, my friend.
Then it was like, the Karen is telling on themselves, actually.
Yeah, the FIA goes, oh, we should look into that, actually, because you just told on yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it could be Leclerc.
Leclerc. Yeah, not moving out of the way for the alternate strategies. Leclerc is Karen. Absolutely going mental over not that big a deal.
Right.
Over not that big a deal. Absolutely fracturing the integrity of your team for
why?
nothing.
Why am I like starting to not like Leclerc?
Because you like Lewis Hamilton, and
I love Lewis.
He's standing in the way of greatness.
Yeah. I'm like,
and he doesn't even have the. He doesn't even
it's
have
funny
the
when
pace
like
on
your
Lewis,
fandoms like come next to each other though. Like when you're I love Charles. Like I'm a Charles fan and I'm a Lewis fan, and now they're like next to each other and like one is winning out, and I'm just like,
well, if Leclerc had the pace over him, it would be a different question. But like Lewis is having a better year, and he's just being a little bitch about it, which I get. I'd be a little bitch about it too. But just don't put yourself in this position.
Yeah.
Like last year, you knocked the bricks out of him, and that's like, okay, good. Nobody's going to expect you to get out of the way for Lewis then.
Right.
They're going to expect you'd expect Lewis to get out of the way for you. That's how it goes.
Yes.
That's how it fucking works.
Right.
But then when you're behind and you don't get out of the way, you just look like a little bitch.
Yeah. Radio of the day. I mean, there were so many.
It's probably Lewis.
Yeah. Well, there was one that we didn't mention earlier. It was like, so am I just like a guinea pig out here? Like, or what? What the fuck are you guys doing? He almost cursed on the radio.
Yeah, he did curse for sure. Didn't
he stopped himself.
Okay.
He was like, am I a guinea pig or what what are we doing, guys? He was like about to say it and then stopped himself.
It's so funny because he thinks it won't be a bad radio if he doesn't curse. It's like, well, I didn't curse. It's like, yeah.
No,
it's about how you say it.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
And red flag of the day.
Red flag of the day is them leaving George to die.
Yeah.
Making them swap and then not letting Kimi bring him along. Disgusting.
Yeah.
I spit on Mercedes for that. Crazy.
I remember the first episode we did of this podcast 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Was entitled Bottas is Christ.
Yes.
And it was because Mercedes just basically sacrificed Bottas to give Lewis an edge and have Lewis win the race. I don't even remember what race we were talking about, but it was one of the many times in which they just were like, all right, Valtteri, time to, it's the classic. Valtteri, it's James.
You know?
And this was the first active time that we saw that for George.
Yeah, James Valls, who went on record. I don't know if Jenny, if you could pull this up. He recently went on record, said, "Yeah, let's be honest. It's going to take. We're not going to figure it out this year. Probably not going to figure it out next year." He goes, "This is 20 years of under investment." He's like, just immediately just not taking any responsibility.
Yeah.
It's like I used to joke about it. I used to crack jokes. I was like, it's all Claire Williams' fault. It's all Williams' family's fault. And then he stopped blaming them, but I still was doing the bit.
Right.
And then he went and he did it again. It's like, dude, Claire Williams hasn't been there for 5 fucking years. Right. You can't keep piling. You're run by private equity.
Yeah.
You can't keep crying poor. I get you don't have the best facilities, but neither does Haas.
Right.
Neither, you're getting beaten by Haas.
Right.
Which, by the way, is owned by a single guy.
Right.
Not owned by private equity.
Who doesn't want to spend money.
Who doesn't love spending money. You have fucking Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon. You have Carlos Sainz on your team. Okay? You are better funded and better set up for success than fucking Haas. Okay? So you should at least be beating them. At least. Okay. This is what he said. Red flag for Dave. He goes, the cost cap is a great thing, but it's also locked in 20 years worth of underinvestment. He said it in the FIA press conference at the Dutch Grand Prix. I get what he's saying. What he's saying there is the cost cap is great because, Mercedes can't spend $450 million a year. Mm-hmm. But Williams can't up their facilities. So that makes sense. We need to take it.
Sure.
We need to take into account everything that has happened in the past 20 years. Val's added via Auto Racer. We certainly can't dredge up every single problem that occurred in a single year. It's simply not possible. However, we will ensure that every decision we make is the right one for long-term success. If I were to make all the right decisions for the coming year just to save myself or a driver, it would mean a brief spike followed by another decline. Yeah, he's just...
And that might mean we don't achieve the desired success rate by 2027, but it will mean we can make progress in the next 5 years. So now he's gone from...
He's moved from 2026. He was 2026. Then it became 2027. Now he's moving the goalpost maybe even farther.
And he's been able to convince these guys that this is the right place for them to be. And Max Verstappen making the decisions that he's made. But, yeah, I mean, they're a fucking mess. They're going to get beat by Aston this year. Aston's going to be ahead of them. Right. Fernando Alonso alone is going to beat the entire Williams organization after the year that they've had. They're going to be better than them. Mark my fucking words. Okay, that, I believe, does it for us. We have a bunch of episodes coming out for you this week. We're going to be doing the tier episode for Zandvoort coming out on Tuesday. We got Vanka Hours coming out on Wednesday. And, I think we got this is going to be a fun second half of the year. We're going to stay tuned. If you're going to be in Austin, we're going to have some exciting announcements coming out about Austin, Vegas, and maybe at the end of the year, if you're in New York, keep your calendars open, okay? Just say a little bit of that. Thank you all so much. But, we got to thank... we gotta thank our daddies of the pod, part of the Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon right now, babies. It's gonna be a great end of the year. We do episodes after every single quality session. Get our immediate feedback for quality. Fill up your full weekend with your favorite two Vankas. We gotta thank our daddies of the pod. We gotta thank Kayla, Robin, Jordan Texera, Jay Lingle, Spencer Grieve, Javier, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Ali Santana, Carlo, Kimberly, Waylon, Alonso of My Face 69, Donya Dana, Deadbeat Daddy Muhammad, Jimmy, Kimmy, sponsored by Mommy of the Pod, Hollister 584, Delusional Science Fan, Cat, Future Dr. Dion, Steph Grossi, Laura, Emily Gillenwater, Cody Hall is my F1 Daddy, Branch W, Keep Up the Science Hate, Hunter Scruggs, Salmonella, Mozzarella, I'm a Leclerc fan, and yes, it hurts. Jay Kess, George Russell's Evil Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, Matt Edwards is always right, I wish always Max and Danny's love child, Delaney Andrews, Henry Caskey, Miles Lewis Alexander, Maggie B, Kaylee Breyer, Eva the Y, Devin, aka 83 Truck Doctor, Sullivan's PA, Courtney Frazier, Yuki Sonoda's other mother. Jenny is the reason I am a daddy. Megan, Aaron, Pineapple with a Y. Matt has a secret boner for Carlos Sainz. Unfortunately, it's Gary. Carolina, my name is AJ and fuck the HOA. K-Mac can fuck smash my door any day. The official F1 race program and its executive editor, Sarah. I got tickled by the Tifosi. Hey, Jet, good luck out there. Allison Sand, Judge, F1 Dude Company, Trent Slickman, Code Brown Sonoda, Jerome Ferreira, Pinto is a fraud. Aaron, Shawheads, Jeans Rockstar Chohun, Cattle Lick My Balls, Save Fierce, Leclerc, Truth Bring 'em Mama Burns, Arthur Leclerc is hotter, Car Lost Signs, OP Goblin, right? Meow. James, DNCTT, Finny, Daddy Kev Not Magnuson, Mr. Ed, Bobby, Lando Norris's unofficial girlfriend. Why do I Hawk 2 on this name? Winkin, Lizzie Y, Jafar Bafar, Stroll Pit, the Troll Told to get in the boys' hole, Andrew Prisco, Rojo the Bambino, the Paul Great, Paulbino, Sausage Boy, Atticus, Uno Cinco, Scott Menz, like Cappuccino Lays, Ford In Body, Andrew and Paige, David, and our newest daddy, DC Motorsport Community. Honorary Daddy of the Pod this week, every week, Nicole Piastri, who was wearing our Yuki merch to support her boy today. Link in the description. Go buy our Yuki merch. If you want to become a Daddy of the Pod, go to patreon.com/TRFpod and join the resistance today. We will see you on Tuesday and Wednesday, Vankas.
Goodbye, Vankas.